Nobody could have imagined that this was a prison for prisoners. Not only was it decorated luxuriously, but it was also fully equipped with household appliances. The daily food was either seafood or steak, and there were endless drinks in the refrigerator. When bored, one could play games or take a bubble bath, and even a girlfriend was arranged for you. However, such a prison was actually crueler than the death penalty. Today, a serial killer was brought here. His name was Agony. As soon as he entered the prison, he was shocked. The prison guard introduced to him that their place was a human rights prison. In order to guarantee the human rights of the prisoners, the room was equipped with TV, air conditioning, humidifier, and air purifier, and even the wallpaper for decoration was also made of environmentally friendly materials. After saying that, the prison guard left. Agony panicked. Could this also be considered a prison? He felt that there must be a conspiracy in this prison, so he carefully checked every corner of the room, but except for luxury, it was still luxury. Before long, Agony still couldn't help but fall asleep. When he woke up again, he found a steak on the dining table and a pink small note.
너무 고운히 주무셔서 깨우지 않았습니다. 아침 메뉴는 서울 호텔 주방장이 직접 만든.
Agony didn't think twice and directly dumped the steak into the trash bin. In the evening, the prison guard brought another lobster feast again. Agony dumped it into the trash bin once again. The prison guard asked him why he didn't eat. Agony said that you must be trying to harm me. I won't eat. Unexpectedly, the prison guard directly picked up the lobster in the trash bin and ate it big mouthful by big mouthful.
이래도 못 믿으시겠습니까? 혹시라도 입맛에 안 맞는 것이라면 좋아하시는 음식을 말씀해 주세요.
니들 대체 뭐야? 도대체 무슨 공공이야?
The prison guard told him that this was just following the rules and regulations of the prison, and then replaced it with a big meal for him. This time, Agony no longer hesitated and started to eat it big mouthful by big mouthful. Since then, Agony ate and drank heavily every day in the prison, played games, took a bubble bath, and lived a very happy life. Until one day, a woman was brought to him by the prison guard, which once again left him at a loss. This man brutally killed 17 girls. In the courtroom, he was still extremely arrogant.
배고파 죽겠습니다. 빨리 끝냅시다.
Even so, the judge did not sentence him to death, but to life imprisonment. The relatives who attended the trial could hardly accept it, crying and making a fuss. The prisoner laughed happily. What was even more unexpected was that such a villain was actually arranged to a human rights prison, which not only had luxurious decoration, complete facilities, and abundant food, but even the prison guards assigned a female prisoner to him. The prisoner, Agony, felt something was wrong and thought everything was a conspiracy. He pinched the woman's neck.
죽고 싶지 않네. 빨리 말해. 빨리!
Fortunately, at this time, the prison guards arrived and electrocuted Agony with a stun baton. When Agony woke up again, he had been firmly tied to the bed. The woman had tears in her eyes and slowly approached Agony. She told Agony about her experience. It turned out that she was put in prison because she could not endure her husband's long-term domestic violence and accidentally killed him. The woman started crying as she spoke, and seeing the beautiful woman cry, Agony also felt a little at a loss. Although he had previously killed 17 women, at this moment, he couldn't help but feel sympathetic. Since then, the two gradually became familiar. They often watched TV together, and when they saw the touching part, this cold-blooded murderer even cried like a child. He began to care about his appearance, fiddled with his hairstyle in front of the mirror every day, and also sprayed perfume. The woman's birthday was coming soon, and Agony worked overtime without sleep to prepare a gift for her. When the woman opened it at the moment, she smiled happily.
고마워요.
Agony was immediately fascinated, and the two naturally came together. At this time, the prison guard also brought them good news, saying that from now on, the woman no longer needs to go back and just live with Agony. The two were very happy, but the prison guard hiding behind mysteriously smiled. Every day, there was good food and a beautiful wife to accompany, and such days Agony didn't even dare to think about. The prison even prepared a wedding for the two. Soon after, the woman became pregnant, and the two were about to welcome the fruit of love. One night, the woman suddenly had severe abdominal pain, apparently about to give birth. Agony was excited and called the warning to send his wife to the delivery room. But Agony didn't know that this was just the beginning of a nightmare. Today is the day for the woman to give birth. The prisoner Akin was anxiously waiting outside. With a cry, the nurse came out holding a baby. Akin hugged the child and wept with joy, but not for long. An alarming news came from the delivery room. His wife unfortunately passed away due to excessive bleeding after giving birth. Akin kneeled in front of the bed in extreme grief.
이들아 제발 눈 좀 떠봐. 우리 애기 보러 가야지.
This cruel murderer finally experienced the pain of separation and death. After his wife's death, Akin was completely depressed. The prison guard brought the child over and advised him to cheer up for the sake of the child. Akin quickly took the child. The child is now his only hope, but as soon as the prison guard left, the child started crying loudly and unusually. Akin suspected that the child was sick and frantically called the prison guard on the phone, but no one answered. He was so anxious that he was about to collapse.
제발 좀 빨리 와줘. 제발 좀 와줘.
On the prison guard's side, Akin appeared on the screen of the monitor, and a group of people were gathered in front of the screen. They were all the families of the victims back then. It turned out that all of this was a conspiracy, just to let Akin experience the pain of losing a loved one. Not his wife and child were actually robots, with no emotions, and could not die at all. Looking at Akin's breakdown in the monitor, the families looked indifferent, and the judge asked if this punishment was enough.
어림없어요. 우리가 받은 상처에 비하면 아직 한참 모자라요.
The prison guard pressed the red button on the table. At this moment, the child in Akin's arms stopped crying. Akin touched it, and the child had already lost its breath. First, he lost his wife, then he lost his child. Akin completely collapsed. He kept hitting the wall with his head until he was knocked unconscious. When Akin woke up again, he was already lying in bed, and he begged the prison guard to let himself die, but the prison guard said so.
재소자의 인권을 최우선으로 생각합니다. 소중한 생명을 그냥 죽게 내버려두는 건 우리의 방침상. 그럼 편안하게 쉬십시오.